Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. I've tried to knock down this container of all my samples I don't know how many times since sitting in this chair. Today we're doing number 23 in my Simply Sample series, and in this series I go through my bins of samples, which I forgot to put up here again, and pick out some samples which I utilize for a couple weeks so I can come back to you and I talk to you about those samples and then pick new samples. This was inspired, or I was inspired, by Tiffany. She has an incredible sample series here on YouTube on Sundays. She calls it Sample Sunday. She does it weekly, and she also gives out samples every single week because she has an enormous amount of samples. She's been doing this ever since I've been watching her. I've been watching her for at least 3 years that I can think of. Let's just dig in. We're going to start with what's in this guy right here. The first thing on the list is this. It is the IGK First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo, and this is what it looks like, you guys. I am a fan of IGK. I do like IGK's hair care products. This full size is $27 for 6.3 ounces, or this size is $14, and it is considered the travel size, and it does have 2 ounces of product in it. I hesitate to say that I think that it's worth it because a lot of people would think a $27 dry shampoo is absolutely ridiculous, but this is a pretty heavy duty dry shampoo. So I don't wash my hair every day. I can't wash my hair every day because of the color that I have in my hair. And if I did wash my hair every day, my color wouldn't last as long, and I really like it to be as vibrant as possible for the 8 to 12 weeks that it takes for me to be able to get back in. So I can't wash my hair every day. With that said, this really does its magic on any oil in your hair, including, or on your scalp, including moisture that you get from sweat. This is perfect for those that like to go a longer time frame in between washes. So I myself go 10 to 14 days in between washes. It's also perfect for after working out. It's perfect for, you know, even in the hotter climates when you find that you're sweating more so than in the cooler climates. I would say it is so absorbent, and it's got kind of this like cooling effect on your scalp, which is nice. It is vegan, cruelty free, and gluten free, and it comes in at 4.4 to 4.8 stars depending on which place you're looking for its reviews. It does a really great job of giving volume. It does a really great job of keeping your hair clean and feeling clean, not gritty. There's not really a powder show on it. It's a really nice dry shampoo. It's got a beautiful scent. That's the one thing that I truly love about IGK products. There isn't an IGK product that I've come across yet that I have not liked the smell of it. So the smell is amazing. No powder show. What I do typically, what I will do is I will use it at night. So I'll put it into my hair. I'll give it about a good, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, somewhere in there. And then I will just like shampoo it into my scalp, all over into my roots, and just like massage it into my hair. And when I wake up in the morning, it feels like I had just washed my hair last night, and it's got a little bit of volume to it. And when I work out, I use it before I work out, put it into my hair, wait that 30 to 60 seconds, really massage it in, and it really does help keep the moisture at bay and keep my hair from feeling like it's super sweaty. I mean, you're always going to have that like sweat in your hair, but this will keep your hair from feeling dirty or gross or much like you have to wash it. It also does, because of the scent of it, it also does a really great job of keeping odor away. That candle smells so good. My daughter got it for me. It is Mary Madeline cookies. Oh my god, it smells so good. Anyways, I would pay the $27 for this full size. I do have 2 full size of these over there because I have paid the $27 for it full size. I think got one in gratis, but I would pay for it. I think it's well worth it. High-end dry shampoos are so much better than like your Batiste. I think that Batiste is a decent dry shampoo, but I don't think that it's as amazing as this guy is, and that it does have those charcoal ingredients in it, so it is going to do more for keeping the moisture at bay in your hair, including sweat. The next thing I had was the Pacifica Seafoam Complete Face Wash, and this is what that guy looks like. And this is a $10 item for 5 ounces of product. It's supposed to be balancing, cleansing, brightening, and smell delicious. I would say it does a decent job of cleansing my face. I have a 2-step cleansing process. Many people do. Mine's a balm first. Well, first I take my eye makeup off, and then I use a balm cleanser, and then I use something like this on top of that. I really did think it did a great job. I got that kind of like squeaky clean in my skin, which I don't tend to like. I do feel like it dries me out a little bit. This is no different because I got that squeaky clean. It did dry me out a little bit. I didn't put any moisturizer or anything on top of it. One of the times that I used it just to see what it felt like on the skin, I could feel my skin kind of tightening and feeling a little bit dry. But I think if you go in with a moisturizer immediately after, or, you know, do your serum, your toner, your serums, your moisturizers, your typical routine for skincare, that it's a decent cleanser. I think it did a really good job of getting my makeup off. I think it did smell good. It had kind of this really nice light coconut smell, not like super offensive coconut smell. Not that I think that coconut could be offensive, and it's, you know, anything that smells like coconut, I'm like, yes, please. It really does smell good. I think that it left my skin clean, but I do think that it made it feel a little bit dry if you don't have like a process after cleansing your skin to put serums on and moisturizers on. That it might make your skin feel dry. It does foam up when you get it wet, so I put a little bit in my hands, rubbed it together, and then got it on my face, and then wet my hands and then started to massage it into my face. It foams up. You only need a small amount. I put a pea-size amount in my fingers and then just rubbed it together and then onto my face. And once I wet my hands and then started rubbing it into my face more, it expanded once it was wet because it gets that foamy consistency. I did find that I had to re-wet my hands to keep the foam from drying out, if that makes any sense. So you have to keep it wet as long as you're cleansing in order to keep it foaming and the foam from drying out.
Man, if I could speak tonight, that would be super.
I think that it's worth $10, but I think that you could probably find better cleansers that are roughly the same price. I love the Cetaphil foaming face wash. I also love the CeraVe one, and I think that they're both roughly the same price point as this, and I would trust those over a Pacifica face wash any day. But it wasn't a bad face wash. I'm happy to have it and happy to finish using it. There's not a whole lot in this container. Even though it says it has 0.7 fluid ounces in it, it doesn't feel, this felt like it was about this full when I used it the first time. This was the second skincare product that I pulled out, and it took me all the way through up until I think the day that I was starting to write down all my notes on the products that I was using. So like a few days ago, like 3 days ago, when I wrote this down, I was like, wait, this isn't a skincare. Where's my other skincare products? So I went back in and rewatched my video, and sure shit, I pulled this out as a skincare product. So this isn't skincare, but this was the second skincare item that I had. This is actually a makeup product. This is the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. And I guess you could call it a skincare product-ish because it is a product that is supposed to help with hydration. But this is definitely something that I would consider makeup product. This is supposed to hydrate, brighten, and improve your skin's texture. It has watermelon extract, hyaluronic acid. It is vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free. It feels like a gripping primer. So it gets really sticky on your skin. After it sits for a little bit, it tends to be a little less sticky, but it really does a great job of holding on to the makeup. I know that I wore this several days over the last couple weeks in which I was going into a store all day. I did do a full face of makeup each day I went into a store because I was tired of not putting on my makeup. I just wanted to put on my makeup. So I did wear a full face, and this worked really well at making sure that not all my makeup ended up on my mask at the end of the day. I thought that it did far better than many of the other primers that I have in rotation right now. I think that the Milk Makeup Primer probably does the same amount of, you know, grippiness, the same amount, it would have the same effect, basically. This smells a little bit like watermelon, but not a lot like watermelon, so that was kind of disappointing. I do like products that have that nice fresh scent to them. I love the smell of watermelon, so I could see that being something that I would enjoy, but it did smell enough like watermelon that it was good. It wasn't offensive for sure. And it definitely doesn't linger. So for those of you who do not like the smell of that stuff, it's not one that sticks around. This of course is a full size because I did have a full size in my collection. I did put the sample size that I pulled into my giveaway drawer, so it will go into a giveaway at a later date so somebody else can try it. This does make my skin feel super soft. I did feel like it was hydrating enough that it wasn't like, even if my makeup on top was matte, it was hydrating enough that it kept my skin feeling nice and hydrated and supple. It really does a great job of gripping onto bases. Its only problem, I feel like, are these black dots in here are seeds of hydration, and if they pump out without popping, you have to make sure that they pop. A lot of people like to take this and like squirt on their face and then rub it in from there, which I've never done. I find that if you squirt it into your fingertips and then rub it around in your fingertips, then those black balls that are in there, they disappear, and then you can rub it onto your face and kind of tap it in, and then it works wonderfully. If you don't get those popped though, they do cause problematic behaviors with this product. So I had one not pop until after I put it onto my skin, and it did have a discoloration to it. So when I did like roll it around and pop it enough, there was like this nice little like almost blue tinge to my skin. I'm not sure what that is, but there's that. If you squirt it onto your fingers, rub it into your hands, and then onto your face, I never had a problem with it beyond that. So that is $28 for the full size. The full size is this size. I do think that this is a decent size. It's 1.35 ounces. And your typical primer is going to be like a 1 ounce primer. These are roughly the same price. As a matter of fact, I think that 1 ounce one is a little bit more expensive. So not a bad price point. $28 isn't bad for a high-end primer. Most of the time you're going to pay somewhere around that anyway. So the next thing I have is this. It is the Bellapierre Banana Setting Powder. This, you guys know, I don't really use powders. And this one is yellow to boot, which I didn't think was going to be super horrible. I do have like golden toned skin, so I didn't think it was going to be bad. It does have a little bit of a color correcting property to it because of its yellowness, but I wouldn't say that it is a color corrector or should be used as a color corrector. This made my under eyes look horrible. So because of its color correcting properties, I did try and put it like in my under eye where you can see a little bit of the discoloration there. I think it looked awful. It made me look like I'm 90. My under eyes are really super dry, so I try and steer clear of powders in my under eyes anyways. When I put just a smidge of this into the lid and then swirled my brush around in it and then really tapped my powder brush off and then just kind of dotted it on my face and then blended it in, it looked beautiful. There wasn't a problem with it. I will continue to use it. I don't think that it's bad powder. I just don't use powders very much, so that's very much a, you know, a personal thing. If you like powders, you would probably like this. It's cruelty free, and it did come in at $35 for 4 grams of product on the Bellapierre website, but I was able to find it for pretty inexpensive on Amazon. So definitely look around for the product if you want it. I wouldn't pay $35 for it. I wouldn't even pay the $14.99 that I found it on Amazon, but only because I don't use powders. If you're somebody who uses powders, it's a pretty decent powder. The problem is it comes in two colorways. This one, which is banana powder, and it's yellow, and then a like fair to medium or medium deep or something like that, which is really ashy. It looks almost gray in my opinion. That's just based off of pictures online though, so I'm not really 100% sure. The next makeup item was this guy here. This is a mini Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. You guys can see I used it just once. I will probably honestly put this into my project for the year because I liked this lipstick, but because it's so tiny, I can very well see it getting lost in my collection. So this is the shade of it. I think that it is just a really pretty perfect nudie pink. It is a beautiful tone. I think that it's super long lasting. I did note that it lasted for about 4 hours before I really had to reapply, which was nice for a bullet lipstick. I feel like it's matte, it's buildable. It didn't leave my lips feeling parched after I used it. For a matte lipstick, that's super incredible. What I thought too while wearing it, and I think when I looked it up, it said it had like 3D pigments in it, and this would be what would give explanation to the fact that when I wore it, I felt like my lips were so big, and I have little tiny lips. When I wore it, I felt like my lips looked pretty pouty, pretty big, and that would explain the 3D glow pigment thing, would explain the whole making me think my lips look bigger. It does say it's supposed to make your lips look bigger and wider. I don't feel like they were wider, but I do feel like my lower lip looked a lot poutier, and my upper lip actually looked like there was something to it. It's pretty thin up there. It is so beautiful on the lips. It is so comfortable to wear. I almost forgot I was wearing it, to be honest. I really don't feel like it made my lips feel parched, but I don't feel like it was hydrating either, if that makes any sense. It does say that it's supposed to be hydrating. I don't feel like it was hydrating, but when I did take it off for the day, my lips weren't dry either. They didn't look like you would think they would look after having a matte lipstick on them all day. And additionally, I do feel like it emphasized a little bit of lip texture. With that being said, I do feel like it's beautiful. I just think that it worked better for me when I used my lip primer prior to placement of that lipstick on my lips. That lipstick is $34 for a full size, which is 0.12 ounces. I hesitate to believe that there will be a time where I will pay $34 for a lipstick. Right now, that would never happen because, number one, I'm hardly ever wearing lipstick. I wear lipstick when I film, and that's about it these days. But also, I really prefer a lip liner. And I use lip liners all over my lips as if they are lipstick because I just find them to be less fussy. Do I think this lipstick is worth $34? Probably not. I don't know that I think any lipstick is worth $34 if I'm honest, but it is a decent lipstick. It is a beautiful lipstick, but because it wasn't as hydrating as I thought it should be for a lipstick that was boasting it was a hydrating lipstick, and because it emphasized a little bit of the, texture in my lips, I had to take extra steps to make sure that my lips were well hydrated before putting this lipstick on, or it did show every single lip line I have. I would say no. I would say it's not worth the $34. I did like it. I do think it's beautiful, but I think that you could get the same effect from the Pillow Talk lip liners, honestly. But that's coming from somebody who does like to wear lip liners instead of lipstick. The last makeup product that I had in here is this. It is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Blush in Calm Eye Blush. And you guys, this is such a beautiful color. So there are 10 shades in this blush, and this one is so pretty. It's a really mid-tone mauve-y tone. It goes on at first kind of a bit more pink than it appears in the pan, and I was a little bit worried about it, but as I blended it out into my skin, it just became this beautiful natural tone of mauve that looked like a natural flush on my cheeks. It stayed on my cheeks for a good 5 hours, which I thought was amazing because my cheeks eat blush. Super soft formula. It's very, very buildable. This is what it looks like in here. I think it looks a little bit more pink than it actually appears on the skin. It's such a finely milled powder. I don't feel like it emphasized any texture on my face, which I loved. I feel like it's got kind of this little sheeniness to it, even though it's matte blush. I feel like it's got a little bit of sheeniness to it, and that might just be the fact that it was so soft on the skin. But I don't know, can you guys see? Like, I feel like it's got a little bit of a sheeniness to it, but not like an offensive sheeny, not like a you don't need to wear a highlighter kind of sheeny. I felt like wearing a highlight with it was not a problem. They didn't compete with each other, but oh my god, this is just so, so pretty. I would be interested in more of these. So the full size is $24 for 0.21 ounces. This is 0.07 ounces, so this is like a third of their full size, but blushes take forever, you all. I don't find anything wrong with this size of blush, honestly. You can get your brush into it, and that's all that freaking matters. I think this blush is beautiful. So $24 for 0.21 ounces. There are 10 shades of this blush out there, ranging from like really brown, natural, neutral colors to really deep, deep colors. This one sits right on the like middle of that tier, I feel like. It does boast that it has a blurring mineral complex, so it really is finely milled and helps to blur any kind of like maybe imperfection that you have in your skin. It doesn't lend to, you know, delivering the appearance of texture, which is nice. It feels super weightless on the skin. It's got skin loving ingredients, so it's going to do nothing but help your skin based on the ingredients that are in it. It is cruelty free, it is gluten free, it is so easy to use, so easy to wear. It's just a really beautiful powder, and I'm super happy to have it in my collection. I think I got another one in gratis in December from my Bare Minerals partner, so I'm super excited about that. I hope it's a different color, but all right. And the last thing to talk about is this. This is the Neutrogena Pink Grapefruit Sheet Mask for acne prone skin. This is supposed to help soothe and nourish acne prone skin. It smells like grapefruit, not like offensively. Again, it's just like minimally smells like grapefruit, but the whole time you have this mask on, you can smell the grapefruit. I loved that this mask was gel. I loved that it stuck to my face and I could still like bounce around and do what I needed to do. It stuck to my face. I love that it came in 2 separate parts. I think that that is the smartest way to do sheet masks, if I'm honest. It came in 2 separate parts, so I had one part that went across here and one part that went across here. Both parts stayed really well, which I didn't anticipate. The gel on one side had kind of like this almost roughness to it, and that was the side that you stuck to your face. It wasn't rough, it just was textured, so you knew which side went onto your face and which side did not. I felt like there was a lot of serum in here, which was awesome, but it was also messy when I took it out because it wasn't a sheet, so I couldn't like rub the serum back into the mask. It was a gel mask, so the serum that was on it, it wasn't going to like soak into the gel. So there was that. Once I took the gel mask off, I did rub all the excess serum that was in here on my face also, just to get all that excess serum in here. What I didn't understand is the mask had, the eyepieces were cut out, right? But the flaps from the cutouts of the eyes were laying there, so like you could put it over top of your eyes too. I didn't quite understand that. I've never done that with a mask before, so I'm not sure why you would put it over the top of your eyes. It did the same thing for the mouthpiece as well. What I would say is this is definitely a mask for acne prone skin. It says that right on here, so I'm just going to say this with the mindset that I do not have acne prone skin. I have super dry skin, so I didn't really need to use this mask. And with that said, it does have all the ingredients in it to help keep acne at bay for acne prone skin, and that isn't quite conducive to dry skin. I mean, it's just not. So that's not the mask's fault. That's my fault. That not my fault really either, but I have dry skin, so this mask wasn't for me. But it's an amazing mask. I really, really loved the gel nature of it. Again, I loved the fact that it had 2 different pieces to it. I loved the fact that it had so much serum on it that I could rub it into my skin afterwards. It's $4 for just this one mask, which I think is on the high end for drugstore. Usually drugstore sheet masks you can get for like $2 a piece, if that. $2.50 somewhere in there. So $4 for a Neutrogena sheet mask seems like it's a little bit expensive, but Neutrogena is one of those brands that is a little bit more pricey on the skincare end for drugstore prices. So I don't think it's horrible. I have spent $15 on a Tatcha sheet mask before, so $4 isn't that big of a deal. But I didn't like this mask for me, but I do think that it is a great mask for what it is for. I would be interested to try more of their hydrogel masks, only maybe for a hydrating mindset instead of an acne prone mindset. I think that what dried out my skin the way it did was maybe the grapefruit in it, because grapefruit extract is drying to dry skin. I don't know. I'm not an ingredient buff, so there's that. So with that said, I'm going to get my sample spins up here and we're going to pull new samples and then we'll close this out. So my sample bins, the first one is hair, second is skin, last is makeup. We pull 1, 2, and 3, and we're almost out of hair care. So once we get to the point where we don't have any more hair care to pull, I will start just continuing to pull the sheet masks and just use that and not pull hair. So let's go ahead and pull a hair care product. Here, so I'm just gonna grab one. It's a Batiste dry shampoo. This one is in blush. So we have that. Now we're gonna pull 2 skincare items. This is a Hydrating tightening neck cream. And then we have the IT Cosmetics Secret Sauce, which is an anti-aging moisturizer. Oh, we have some lipsticks. I think these are Kat Von D. I'm not really sure because it doesn't say on the back. It just has shade names. But the first one is called Bow and Arrow. So I'm pretty sure these are KVDs. We have a Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. You all know that I tried the foundation not that long ago and loved it. So I hope I like the concealer too. That'll be nice. Alright, then we have a Kismet Pure Vitamin C Primer. This one here is my sheet mask, so we just pull it out and then we dig in and we pull one out. And this one is Skin Goals Illuminating Sheet Mask with Triple Berry Complex by Bath & Body Works. I forgot Bath & Body Works even had sheet masks. Alright, so the products that we have to use this time is the Batiste dry shampoo in blush. Funny story, wasn't I just talking about this? I'm pretty sure I was. So this is our hair product. Our skin products are these 2 guys here. We have the IT Cosmetics Secret Sauce, which is an anti-aging moisturizer. And we have the Hydrating TL Advanced Tightening Neck Cream. God knows I can use a tightening neck cream, so I'm super excited about that. And then our makeup products are some lipsticks, and I do believe these are by Kat Von D. And then we have a primer by Kismet. This is the Pure Vitamin C Primer. And then we have a concealer by Makeup Forever. It does appear I have 4 different shades, and that's actually quite a bit of concealer. I don't use very much concealer if I use concealer. So I'm actually excited about this because I loved the foundation. And then our sheet mask this week is Skin Goals Illuminating Sheet Mask by Bath & Body Works. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help for channels out here. It tells YouTube there are people out here watching our videos, liking our videos, and maybe gives them some inclination to push it out to other people on the platform watching videos who maybe are not familiar with my channel. I would sure love to have that happen, see my channel grow just a little bit. I also hope that you liked it enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel before you go. I do upload content 3 to 4 times a week on a normal week. This is still the tail end of Vlogmas. I do go all 31 days of December for my Vlogmas, whereas most creators stop at the 25th. So we're still in the middle of Vlogmas. You'll still see about 5 more days worth of videos, like back to back. But then we roll back into normal content, which is 3 to 4 times a week every week. So please don't forget to hit that notification bell if you subscribe to my channel so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. I would hate for you to subscribe, never see me in your feed. That would be horrible. And I would hate that for you. I would hate that for me. Even if you don't subscribe, you guys, please leave a comment down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you, love to chat with you, love to hear what samples you're using, if you're using any. And thank you again so very much for coming, spending a little bit of your time with me today. I super appreciate it and know that you guys don't have to, so it warms my heart so very much that you do. I hope that you guys are staying well out there. I hope that December has treated you well so far. We only have a few more days of it. What are your plans for the New Year's? I would be interested to hear, since we're not able to do anything or go anywhere or party or anything. What's that look like for you? I hope that you and yours are staying well. I hope that you're wearing your mask when you're out in public, trying to help us flatten this curve, trying to stay safe. If for no other reason, wear your mask to keep yourself safe out there. I hope that you guys are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye everyone.